It's funny how her laugh has stuck with me. I can still hear it. She really had the best laugh. The reason I like saying that is because it's one of the things that didn't change. I said it before she was gone. I honestly don't know if there's anything else I could say the same for. I couldn't even say the same for me. The brain is an organ, just like your kidneys and your lungs, and it can just as easily become sick. That sickness can just as easily harm, and this cannot be something we as a society avoid talking about. No one here is a stranger to struggle. We've all had rocky roads, of different levels, of course, but rocky just the same. We're high school students, after all, and no issue is a dumb issue if it makes you sad. Most of the time, you can't help sadness. It creeps up on you even when you think you've done everything to fight it off. And once it's grasped you, sometimes it's hard to make it let go, especially for some people. For some, this sadness is produced by chemicals that eat at your brain and damage it. It is important that we recognize the difference between normal sadness and this kind of sadness. It is important that we acknowledge the fact that this type of sadness cannot be stopped without help. No one can deal with it alone. For Isabel, this special type of sadness eventually prevailed. I pray that through the loss of her and others like her, we learn to fight this sickness and recognize that it is very, very real. The moment I found out she was gone is a moment I don't think I will ever forget. But it is easy to dwell on the emotion of a moment and get wrapped up in the dark feeling that accompanies it. So today, I choose not to revisit that moment. I choose to revisit the speck in time where the rest of the world was silent, completely silent. The only thing in the world that made a sound was a group of kids around a bike rack. Just a bike rack. Everyone hugged everyone, and everyone cried into everyone's arms, and for a beautiful blip in time, every thought was erased from every person's mind. I'm not sure how many moments in my life I could say I was completely present for, but I know I was for that one. On September 8th, 2012, we all came together and just cried. And for me, that was a magical moment, because no other noise in your life mattered. That's really all high school is, noise. And tomorrow, most of that noise won't mean anything. Sure, good grades get you into a good college, and being a good athlete gets you scholarships, and being funny gets you laughs, and all these things people have been telling us are important for all these years do count for something. But I think that September night counts for something too. None of us showcased any talent. All the noise just turned into human noise, the sounds of heartbeats. It's like for a moment in time, we all realized that all of our heartbeats were the same. You're human and I'm human, so I'm going to hug you because I'm glad you're here. That night was an amazing thing. And I hope Isabel saw it and realized how loved she is. Because that night, she silenced the world. Eventually, the noise picks back up. The hallways are loud again. The music blasts from your radio again, and you start to remember how to sing again to your favorite song. The football games are still loud, and the band still plays, and you start to hear all the gossip again. The noise picks up and gets louder and louder, and your sadness gets softer and softer as you learn to deal with the heartache of life, as life keeps buzzing around you. Soon, we were seniors, looking back on 4 years that flew by in the blink of an eye, just like everyone said they would. My take from it all? We're all strong. We were made strong the second she left us, some of us earlier. We were made stronger each time anything bad happened to us. Even the littlest thing, like failing a math test. And Mr. Smiley, you can attest I did that a few times. You have to be strong to be able to have those breakdown moments, where your load suddenly feels much heavier. Those moments are actually kind of beautiful in a weird and confusing way. And it's probably best we learn to embrace them, because My little prediction is that they're not going to go away. Life can be beautifully tragic, tragically difficult, but hopefully mostly just beautiful. The best thing you can do is look back at the amazing moments over the past 4 years, and some of which were shaped by grief, others were just simply that amazing. Those amazing moments, filled with hope and light, will prevail. All you have to do is believe it. Times when you were happy and at peace, times you were in love, times you broke, and times you didn't. Times the air was perfectly cool and you smelled your favorite smell. Times when the music brought you back to a perfect moment that you wish you could live in for the rest of your life. Times when the sunset turned Avon Lake perfectly pink and you go outside and feel completely at peace in your little world, in your little mind. I don't mean to get so deep and emotional on you all. I just think it's important that on this day where my heart is equally sad and happy, we remember that every life is important. We're all graduating, aren't we? So for a second here, we're all the same, and we're all going to be getting the same piece of paper as Sophie is, even as you, Safa, future president of the world. I just want everyone to remember their worth and treasure each moment that makes you smile. Allow yourself to laugh and allow yourself to be happy. And remember Isabel today, because through all this noise, all this loud noise, she's looking down at us right now, eating a pickle and giggling with joy. I just know it.